Hiya mate, today we are looking at solving one-step linear equations. So a linear equation is where we have our unknown value, our x, and we have some other numbers, but we want to find out what x is. So remember, the way we do this is we try and get x on its own on one side, and that's going to be equal to a number. Now this is going to jog some hazy memories, I hope, for some of you. When we're trying to get x on its own, we have to use something called the balance method, which means whatever we do to this side, we have to do to this side. So to get x on its own, we want to get rid of this plus 7 here. Now the inverse operation of plus 7 is to take away 7. So I'm going to take away 7 from this side, and I'm going to take away 7 from this side. If I take away 7 from this part here, all I'm going to be left with is x, because I've got rid of that plus 7 there. And if I take away 7 from 19, I'm going to be left with 12. And we've solved this equation because x is equal to 12. My second question, I have x minus 24 is equal to 6. Now have a think, what operation am I going to do to both sides to get x on its own? I just want x. So the inverse of taking away is adding. So I'm going to add 24 to both sides. X minus 24 plus 24 just leaves me with x. And 6 plus 24 is equal to 30. Now my question 3 is slightly different because I don't have adding or subtracting in this one. In this one I have 2 times x is equal to 30. Remember, when we multiply, we drop the multiply sign in algebra, we just have 2x. So if I'm multiplying this side by 2, the inverse, the opposite of that, is to divide by 2. So when I divide this side by 2, I just get x on its own, because I'm taking away that multiplied by 2, and 30 divided by 2 is equal to 15. And I've solved this because I've got x is equal to 15, x is on its own. And in the last question, now have a think, what does this mean here? I've got x over 3. What is it telling me is happening to x? So when I have x over a number, it's actually saying x is being divided by 3. So the inverse of dividing is multiplying. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. When I multiply this side by 3, I just get x because I'm getting rid of this part here. And 5 multiplied by 3 is equal to 15. So I've solved this one as well and got x is equal to 15. So with all of these equations, make sure you identify what the inverse operation is, what I have to do to both sides to get x on its own.